Hey everybody, it's Ryan with New Moon Telescopes. I have my daughter filming this, and I just wanted to wish everybody, customers and friends from the past, present, and future, Merry Christmas. So a lot has been going on in 2023 besides me finishing the year with horrible pneumonia I'm getting over right now. It's been a busy year for us. As you know, ServoCat has shut down, and we are on the verge of getting the newest tracking system from Astro Devices, which is going to be a Nexus tracking system. We've been communicating with Surge over the past couple years about exactly what this tracking system is going to look like. We're extremely excited. It's going to be here at any moment, and whenever we install that first one, I will be sure to talk a lot about it. So that is soon to come. This video, I'm going to talk a little bit about a very rare but a mirror cell that we developed some years back, and this is specifically for really big primary mirrors. Now, the one I've got here that I'm going to show on this film is for a 29-inch mirror. They're made specifically for the thicker Techno Fusion style mirrors, but the sling system could be adapted to a different thickness mirror, in case you were wondering. But there's a lot of benefits to these mirror cells. I was going to highlight them for you. So here we have the frame itself. This is a 27-point mirror cell. So we count the points, 27 points of contact on the back of the mirror. And if you'll notice, one of the things you would notice right off the bat is I connect the triangles with springs rather than your typical plastic. And the reason I like springs, I like to get a spring that is almost the length of the span of the two triangles it's connecting. The reason for this, whenever you set that primary mirror down and you're collimating, you've got 3 collimating knobs, as those triangles move up and down, you're moving the plane of 3 points on each triangle, but you want to ensure that all 3 points are always in contact with the back of the mirror, whether that telescope is pointed vertically or pointed horizontally. Because what can happen if instead of springs you use a hard rigid material like plastic, on these bigger mirrors with multi-point system mirror cells, you'll get what's called binding, and a couple of the points are no longer touching the back. So another thing I will show you is the types of hardware I'm using whenever I create the mirror cell itself. Underneath the main triangle that pivots, instead of just a standard bolt, you have a modified acorn style bolt. So it has a perfectly rounded top. I put these on a lathe and I drill them out, and that gives just perfect action as you collimate for this triangle to be able to go in 360 degrees pivot wise, and that just creates perfect action. So that's another neat little thing on these bigger mirror cells that I would like to show you. Of course, the frame itself is a steel welded 1 1/4 inch tubing frame. So you've got the steel welds and you've got extra supports between the spans so that you don't get any sag. Of course, you've got 3 cooling fans to cool that big mirror. And now I will show you the important part, or the slightly more important part. And that is, instead of your standard sling, we have what's called a ladder sling. Now what's cool about this is you've got this HDPE material, this rod, and that's going to touch the top and the bottom of the mirror, of the edge of the mirror. And then on 3 of these rods, you've got these bolts that go underneath the top edge of the mirror and above the bottom edge of the mirror. Because whenever you connect this sling and you set it up in the mirror box, each end is connected to one of these linear bearings. Now, whenever you collimate, that linear bearing is going to move up or down in relation to the middle of the mirror itself. And so you can customize the length of that sling by altering the turnbuckle. You can move it in and out, because what's the use of a well-made sling if you can't position it properly over your flotation points. So that's why we do that. But those bolts will catch the edge of the mirror. So as the linear bearing moves up or down, the sling is going to follow suit, and you're always going to ensure that the pressure is dead center of the edge of the mirror, and that's what you want in a big mirror. Otherwise, as you point low toward the horizon, you're going to get astigmatism, or what's called potato chipping. So hopefully my daughter, my 9-year-old daughter, did a really good job filming this year-end video. So again, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope that the season finds you happy and healthy.
Merry Christmas! You never got to introduce me. I just stopped the video.
Oh, you did stop.